this project I'm using a typical Aran yarn and a set of 4.5 and 5mm double pointed needles. Now to start from the beginning, we cast on 32 stitches, and needle 1 I've got 12 and the remaining needles I've got 10, but as long as they're in sets of 2 this will be fine, so just divide as evenly as possible. That's the tail end of my yarn, and that needle there will become needle 1. And what we'll do is we will create 16 rounds of a knit 1 purl 1 rib. So you can see here, look, needle 1, beginning knitting 1 and purling 1, knitting 1 and purling 1. And get a marker. Now I tend to use a hair grip, but indicate that this is your needle 1 with a marker like a hair grip, so that you know that that's your starting point. So knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and carry on throughout the rest of the round. I'm coming to the end of the very first round here, and all being correct, if you've done this round correctly, you will end on a purl 1. And note that those last 2 stitches tend to want to cling together, so separate them if need be. So what I'd like you to do is another 15 rounds of a knit 1 purl 1 rib. From now on we're going to work knitwise in stockinette stitch, and note that needle 1 will contain increases, and that's to create extra stitches for the thumb. Note I'm also going up half a needle size, and we're going to begin this round by picking up a strand like so, placing it on the left needle and working into the back of it. So we've made 1 stitch there. Now knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, pick up a strand, work into the back of it. Continue to knit the balance of the round, and remember to introduce your 5mm double pointed needles. After completing round 1, complete a further 2 rounds in stockinette stitch and just double check that you have 34 stitches. I'm coming to the end of round 3 here, ready to start round 4, and needle 1, here's the hair grip, look, there's the marker. What we do is we begin by making 1, and it's just like round 1, we're making 1 to begin with through the back of a strand. This time we're knitting 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll pick up a strand and make another stitch, working into the back of that strand. So continue to knit for the balance of round 4. And what we'll do is we'll do another increase on round 8. So carry on in stockinette stitch, and when you've finished round 7, join me for round 8. Here we are, ready to begin round 8. Pick up a strand, work into the back of it, so we've made 1 stitch, knit 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again make 1 by picking up that strand and working into the back of it, and continue to knit the remainder, continue to knit the balance of the round. Keep going in stockinette stitch, i.e. working knitwise, until round 11, Round 12 will then be another increase round, so join me for round 12. Round 12, this is our final increase for the thumb round. So make one, knit 10, 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, make one again and knit the balance of that round. So that's round 12. Next, to get a stitch holder and slip the first 12 stitches onto it from needle 1, and we're basically reserving these stitches to create the thumb at a later point. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Once those stitches are nicely reserved, next what I'd like you to do is go back to needle 3 and just simply create a little yarn over. We're creating an extra bit of thread there that all will be revealed in a moment once we achieve this first round. So we're simply going to knit across, but that yarn over comes in handy later. So just knit across, knit all the way across and over to needle 3, up to the yarn over point. Work up to the previous yarn over that you created. And we're coming close to it. There it is, look, barely hanging on there, but we're not worried about that. What we wanted to create was some length in between needles 1 and needles 3, and this is so that we can create 4 stitches out of it. So if I zoom in a little bit, there's our strand, look. Simply knit into it, then purl, then knit, and then purl. So you've created 4 stitches, and what this means now is that you've got 32 stitches for your hand section. So simply work those 32 stitches for a total of a further 8 rounds. So this is round 1 of 8. Join me after completing 8 more rounds. Now I've worked those 8 rounds, and the next round work up until the last 2 stitches on needle 3 and then slip them onto needle 1. So here I am at the end of the round and I'm slipping those 2 stitches onto needle 1. This just divides the glove evenly in half. I'll be making the left glove. This is needle 1. I'm going to re-identify needle 1 with a marker to save any confusion. And you want to line up needle 1 with the stitches from your little glove flap. And all we're doing is basically, it's a bit like a 3 needle bind off, but we're not binding off. We're just knitting the stitches together. So we're going through both sets of stitches, and that's getting caught, so that's not very good, is it? But we're going through, work through both the sets of stitches and then slip them off. So that's 1. And you'll find that the stitches from the flap will be a bit tight, so just persevere. And be very careful not to lose any stitches. And you work along all those stitches until the flap is fused with the main glove. So down to the last 2 stitches. So now our little flap is fused into position there. We can turn the work and just carry on knitting the stitches from needle 2. Now to finish the tops of the gloves, using 4.5mm double pointed needles now, we're going to do a knit 1, purl 1, rib for 6 rounds and then cast off. And now if we go to the left of the holder, begin by picking up 6 stitches. So rejoin your yarn, that will be 1, 2, 3. Now the 12 stitches that are on your holder transfer onto a double pointed needle and call that needle A. What we're now going to do is work the next 2 stitches knitwise from needle A, and we're basically going to reorganise our stitches a little bit. We're going to transfer those 2 stitches now over here onto needle B, and then we'll work to the last 2 stitches of needle A and transfer those 2 stitches also onto needle B. So those 2 stitches just pop over onto needle B like so. To finish the first round, just work across these 10 stitches now that are on needle B, and we'll call that round 1. We now have 10 stitches on needle B and 8 stitches on needle A. The next round will be a decrease round. So round 2, knit across needle A, and then needle B, we're going to knit 1 and then knit 2 together. Knit to the last 3 stitches on needle B. 1, 2, 3, and again knit 2 together and knit 1. So that's round 2 complete. We're now down to 16 stitches. Round 3, knit this round. You have 16 stitches so far. Round 4, work the stitches on needle A, and on needle B we're going to do another decrease. We're going to decrease 2 stitches in the same way as we did on round 2. So we knit 1, knit 2 together, knit to the last 3 stitches, and knit 2 together and knit 1. Complete 6 further rounds, and then for the open thumb we can simply cast off. 4 handwritten instructions to this video guide can be purchased from my website thecastingoncouch.com.